Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shop Breakdown. We're going to go over 4 college basketball games for Sunday, February 11th, 2024. If you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my college basketball Bank Shop best bet, you can find those at the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here are the games for Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday in college basketball. First up, we see Florida Atlantic and Wichita State. This one's going to be 12 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Yeah, I mentioned a few times, I think Wichita State's defense is overrated, and I think the offense is underrated. And it's why I'm looking to take overs in Wichita State games right now. We did so a couple of Sundays ago against SMU. It was a 77-72 final score. The game went over the number. I like the over in this game. You know, these two teams, FAU and Wichita, played not too long ago, and they played in a high-scoring game, 86-77 the final score. And I think we see a similarly high-scoring game here. Like I said, the Wichita State defense, shot quality-wise, not the best. They don't really force a lot of turnovers. They're not a good defensive rebounding team. FAU, a very good offensive rebounding team, a good shooting team. It's not like this is just a one-dimensional offense with guys on the perimeter like John L. Davis that can make him at a 50% clip. They also have Vladislav Golden, so they're a two-dimensional offense. I mean, in the front court, he's one of the best forwards in college basketball. So I think that FAU, scores in the 80s in this one. I wouldn't be shocked to see Wichita State get there as well. FAU's defense hasn't been the best of form, and I do think that the FAU, this is a very potent offense, but the defense not so great. Give me the over what should be a high-scoring, fast-paced ball game. Next up, we see Charlotte and Temple will stay in the AAC. This one's going to be a 2 p.m. Eastern start time. It's going to be on ESPN+. Now, I think Charlotte is a good team, but I don't think they're a great team. And, they're right now 14-8 overall, 8-2 in conference play. I do think because of that record on paper, they are a bit overvalued in a spot like this. I think Temple, a team that's a lot better than its current record and a lot better than its current ratings in terms of the KenPom ratings or other metrics. I think Temple, when you look at this team shot quality-wise, they're a lot better than their current efficiency numbers. They're fundamentally a solid team. I mean, they force turnovers. They take care of the ball themselves. Not the best rebounding team, but not the worst either. You could argue that they're a better rebounding team in this matchup. And I just think at home here, Temple's not going to get too many winnable spots in conference play this season. We know they're struggling. They're 1-9 in conference play. But this is one of those winnable spots, in my opinion. I think that there's value with Temple because of their losing streak. I'm going to take the points here and sprinkle on the money line. I like the Owls to grab the outright W. Next up, we see Tulane and Memphis. This one's going to be a 2 p.m. Eastern start time as well. It's going to be on ESPN2. Now, we faded Memphis quite a few times this season, especially in their most recent losing streak in conference play where they lost to South Florida, this Tulane team, UAB, and Rice. And while, Memphis, I got to say, they're starting to turn things around a bit. They still haven't really done well against the spread in conference play, but against Wichita State and Temple, they earned W's, outright W's, and they were both by single digits, so you'd like to see those wins against some of the weaker teams in the conference by double digits for Memphis, but I still think it's a positive sign for this team overall, and now they return home. They're playing with revenge in this matchup, and I think they can exploit Tulane in this game. Tulane, a solid home team. I don't love them on the road. There's a very potent offense. They scored 81 points in that first game. They take care of the basketball. A great shooting team. They get to the free throw line, but they're one of the worst rebounding teams in college basketball, and I don't trust their defense, especially on the road. This team is ranked 359th and 336th in offensive and defensive rebounding. While Memphis is not a great defensive rebounding team, they do get a lot of second chance looks on the offensive side, and they should get a lot of second chance points in this ball game. Like I said, I don't trust Tulane away from home defensively. Look at the games that they played away from home. They gave up 80 at a neutral site against Bradley, 106 at a neutral site against Mississippi State of all teams. That is not a very good offensive team. They gave up 70 in a 14-point loss against North Texas on the road. They lost 83-69 at UAB. 89-88 to UTSA on the road. That is not a good loss. You don't want to give up that many points to UTSA. And then their most recent road game was against SMU. It was competitive, but still, they gave up 80 points and a 4-point loss to the Mustangs. I can't trust Tulane here, especially with Memphis starting to turn things around and playing with revenge. Give me Memphis in this one. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, we see Bowling Green and Louisiana. This one's going to be a 3 p.m. Eastern start time. It's going to be on ESPN+, a part of that MAC Sunbelt Conference Challenge. It's fun watching those games on Saturday, and this is the only one of those games on Sunday. And I think it's going to be a close one, a competitive game. We see Bowling Green at 16-7 overall, Louisiana at 15-9. Usually when I see similar records, or in this case, Bowling Green has the better record overall, yet they're a 7.5, 8-point underdog. Usually I would look more towards the favorite because the line's telling you something, but I actually think, Bowling Green's been underestimated all season long. And I got to admit, even I was underestimating this team at the beginning of the season because when I looked at the roster, going into the year, I just didn't know, where the talent was, where the scoring was going to come from. This is a pretty new roster, and, it's a new system under Todd Simon. And, this is actually a team that's been a lot more competitive, and Marcus Hill's one of the best players in the MAC conference, in my opinion. The depth's actually been there for Bowling Green more so than I expected, and it's not that they're not an experienced team. I mean, they're right around, nation average in terms of D1 experience, and they've just played, they've punched above their weight this season. I think they do so here. They're a fundamentally sound team. They take care of the basketball, solid rebounding team. They get to the free throw line, don't take too many fouls. Louisiana, a solid team themselves, but while I think Louisiana wins this game, I just don't think they can cover this big number. I think it's going to be a really close one. I'm going to take the points here with Bowling Green, which should be a great game to watch. And that's it. Those are the games for Sunday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comment section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.